Man, what's good, what's good, what's good? I'm here today with my Smogon RUPL finals match. Now, I uploaded a video a couple weeks ago called I Am the RU GOAT because I was smashing everybody in this tournament. I was 7-0 up until this point. Nobody could stop me. I was just going crazy, but you know, we got to the finals. I smoked my opponent in the semis, made it to finals playing my boy TDK. And so if you're looking at his team, this man got the threats, bro. He got the dual screens meow stick. And then he has all these setup sweeping threats. Linoon, crazy threat. Linoon was a really big threat I saw at team preview because it gets stomping tantrum now to defeat Registeel. So I was like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, I thought it was over. But I knew I could maybe do it with Verzion, and I had Healing Wish and Thunder Wave on Crest, so I knew those would be important. But the team I'm running is kind of the same shit I usually run. Nidoking is Nidoqueen is my breaker. It's 3 attack toxic. I have Mega Blastoise, which isn't something I've used too much. I only used it one other week, but it's good, and it's really good versus his team because every Pokemon on his team gets hit super effectively by Blastoise. Verzion's kind of decent. I mean, it stops Barbarical if it doesn't smash, so that's good. Scarf Houndoom I knew wasn't going to be that good, but we could see. And then I knew Crest was going to be great for walling a couple of these guys, and then also being able to Healing Wish. So I led off with Blastoise here because it has the best lead matchup versus everything, and I knew he'd lead off with Metagross or Meowstic. I go for Dark Pulse turn 1, but it doesn't kill, but fortunately I flinch, which basically stops him from getting up rocks or exploding or whatever the case may be. But yeah, fortunately I'm able to knock him out there because I get lucky right there. I Dark Pulse here as he brings in Necrozma. Dark Pulse does nothing. I was kind of surprised because I was like, geez, it's still, you know, it's still Blastoise. I go into my Houndoom on the Photon Geyser. That shit doesn't kill because it's not effective. I go for Pulse here thinking I'd kill, but again I don't kill, and then my dog dies, and then I make world's worst play. I go into Virizion thinking I'm faster, but this douche has Custap Berry, dude. How was I supposed to predict that bullshit? Oh fuck, either way I should have gone into Registeel. Now I go Registeel because I'm like, whatever, let me get my rocks up. I take 2 of these, but he burns me, so my Registeel no longer takes 2. So I was like, oh shit. Now here I didn't want to go Crest because I figured I didn't want to take 2 heat waves with Crest because I was worried about taking too much chip and then losing to Linoon if I was at like 50%. That was basically my fear. But I kill Necrozma there with Psyshock, but I lose like 3 Pokemon. I played stupid though. I could have only lost 1 Pokemon. He goes to Barb here, sets up, but I click Thunder Wave to paralyze that thing, and I'm like, okay, now I have to basically keep Crest, so I go hard into Nidoqueen as he goes for the Z move, and I was like, oh shit, Nidoqueen live this, and Nidoqueen lives with 2%, which was crazy. I was actually pretty surprised because my Nidoqueen is max speed, timid, I think. I don't even think I have any HP EVs, but anyway, I should have probably explained that better. Hold up. So from this point I sacked Registeel, I went into Crest, I killed Necrozma. That was basically it's better to have Crest in versus these setup guys than it is to have Registeel. That was basically the reason I did that. And I knew Blastoise could take a +1 from Zygarde, which is another big thing I wanted to make sure of. And that was basically it. Meowstic I was worried about too, because in the back that thing could take any hit from, I'm pretty sure it can take a Blastoise Dark Pulse and get up screens. But anyway, Nidoqueen on the Continental Crush, it does so much damage. Yeah, I go for Earth Power here because everything's grounded. He keeps Barbarical, which is a good play. He goes into Meowstic. As you can see, Earth Power doesn't do anything. Well, like, it doesn't do anything in the sense that I'm not able to 2-hit KO. So now he's able to go for a Yawn, and I was like, oh shit. Well, that doesn't really make a difference, but you'll see. He goes into Linoon here, and I'm thinking, okay, hold up. Because I let my Crest stay healthy at 88%, I can take E-Speed no matter what, and then I can Moonlight. And so that means if I get off the Toxic, maybe he'll take enough recoil to where my Crest is able to sweep, or not, my Crest is able to sweep, but my Crest is able to get rid of Linoon, because then Blastoise can kill the last 2 with Ice Beam and Aura Sphere respectively. So that's how I was looking at the game. So I go for Toxic here as he drums up, nothing crazy. He goes to full HP, I get a little chip. Okay, so the plan was sack Nidoqueen, then go into Crest, Moonlight here on the first E-Speed, then see how much it does, and then Psyshock the next turn, and then hopefully with 2 rounds of Toxic plus Psyshock it dies. But this man has fucking Double Edge, and I die. And I was like, dude, are you serious? See, I couldn't even predict that because when I used Linoon in OU, I didn't have Double Edge, I had Sub. So I thought his was just like Sub, but no, he was Double Edge and he knocked my shit out the park. And then Blastoise dies and 1 to E-Speed, so I got rocked by Linoon, man. This is like some disgusting karma or something, bro. But anyway, there's a plot twist in this video. So I lost in this finals, but then there was the finals tie break. my manager Ajna put me in. He had good faith, even though I lost, because he was just like, blame it on screens, bro, pussy strategy, and I was like, bet, blame it on screens. So that's what we did. But anyway, he put me in the tiebreak. It was actually me, him, and Lex, who was the guy that beat me in the SPL tiebreak. But anyway, that was our team tiebreak. So Ajna had just won in ORSRU, so I was taking the next one, and here we are. So game 2. So this is finals tiebreak. I'm playing FLCL this time. I brought a team that is very similar to what I use every week. Wait, I lost last week because I didn't use Galissapod. That's what I just realized. That's why I lost, because I didn't use Galissapod. That's exactly why I lost. Alright, never mind. Anyway, I have a Galissapod this time though, because I fucking love Galissapod, and it's the best Pokemon in RU tier. Anyway, this team is different. It's not different because like it has my big 3, which is Galissapod, Donphan, Roserade. I told Ajna to just give me the same thing I use every week, just change the flavor mons, and he made a crazy team. Choice banned Hariyama on this as well. I've used Hariyama in the past, and I used Machamp, but Banded was pretty good too, and it gave us a good fire resist and stuff like that with Thick Fat. Tyrantrum was a Scarf. Uxie was meant to be the offensive rocker because Donphan's 3 attack spin, and it's pretty fast, this Donphan too, so this Donphan can even break. But anyway, this Uxie is meant to be it's Yawn, Stealth Rock U-turn. I don't remember what the last move is, but yeah, it's Yawn and U-turn, so you rack up hazard damage with fucking Roserade spikes, and then Yawn is just a good momentum catching move, and you have U-turn. So anyway, looking at his team, I was thinking, okay, Zygarde's gonna be dangerous. The Delmice is definitely dangerous. I knew that immediately. Delmice is gonna be a big threat. I had to be smart. What's it called? The Drapion I was pretty sure was Scarf, because nothing else could be Scarf on his team, but I knew if Drapion trapped Roserade, it was going to be really hard to switch into Moonblast from Florges. So that was one thing I was really looking out for. I was like, okay, be careful with Florges, get up hazards ASAP. And then Bronzong is Bronzong, whatever. I have knockoff on 2 of my guys. First impression, HP Fire, it's not that big of a deal. And then I assumed Snorlax is either Banded or Cursed. So with that, let's hop right into it. Hold up. Yeah, okay. So let's hop into this. I lead off with Donphan as he leads off with Zong. I led off with Donphan because I predicted him to lead off with... I think I did predict him to lead off with Zong. And Donphan is a good lead versus everything on his team. Like, literally everything. My shit has a lot of attack, and it has a lot of speed. I knock off on the switch to Delmice, and that thing is Z-move. I knock off again, and it doesn't kill. I thought I'd get the 50% roll, but I couldn't really afford to switch there. I didn't want to bring in Roserade on an Anchor Shot or a Shadow Claw and just fucking die, because I'm not Sash, I'm Z Poison, so I didn't want to just risk that. So I stayed in with Donphan thinking, well, I just did 50%, so maybe I'll do another 50% and just get rid of this thing right here, take it out, and be in a great position. Unfortunately, I don't kill. I don't know what the rolls are, but it's not a big deal. Anyway, like I said, I knew Delmice was going to be a big threat, so killing this in the first, or like getting it this low, was really good. But Donphan was also a gigantic threat to his team. It was the biggest Zygarde check and Drapion check, and it's gone now. So I was like, okay, I gotta think about this a little more now. But anyway, I knock off again as he goes into Florges, so he gives me that thing's leftovers. Now here, I know FLCL is gonna over predict me to bring in my Roserade so I can get up spikes. So because of that, I'm gonna go for Earthquake. Expecting him to go into, well, I knew he'd switch. I was super sure he'd switch. Or Wish, or not Wish. Does he even get Wish? It doesn't matter. I just knew he wasn't going to Moonblast here because I knew he was too scared to let my Roserade come in for free and get up Spike / Sleep Powder. So he doubles into Zong as I just Earthquake again. And now here I was like, you know what? Killing Zong would be pretty good too, because, well, not killing, but getting a knockoff. Because if I'm able to knock off Zong, that puts me really close to sweeping in with Scarf Head Smash, because Delmice is already weakened, right? Zygarde gets 2 KO'd. Drapion, Lax, and Florges all get fucked up, and if Zong loses leftovers, it's not a long-term reliable check. So I was like, this is fine. I knock off here as it goes back into Florges, and my Donphan went from 1% to 25%, and that's going to come in handy later, as you'll see. So I bring in Roserade here now, knowing that he's pressured to want to go for the attacking move. I spike on the switch to Zong, which is good because his entire team is grounded. I HP Fire here for 49%, which is great. It does a ton. Next turn, I believe I go for HP Fire, right? Yeah, I go for HP Fire. Should have spiked, looking back at it. But yeah, he goes into Zygarde 10% here, which was a crazy play. I just went for a spike instead because I thought he'd go to Lax, but he goes to Zygarde. I go to my pod here because I'm like, okay, this is fine. Like, Galissapod can live the thing with my Citrus Berry, so I'm not too worried. And I still have a Citrus, so I go for Liquidation here in case he wants to go into Florges so that I can kill that thing with a combination of Liquidation and Jet. He goes into Florges here as I go right back into my Rose Raid. Rocks are up, but I do want to keep up the momentum as much as I can. Now here he gets a special attack drop, and this is important because if he didn't get the special attack drop, I wasn't sure what he was going to go to. Maybe he would still go into Drapion, but this turn, okay, so the next turn I know Florges is switching out, but I wasn't sure if my play was to go for another spike or to switch. So I'm thinking, you know what, let me go into Uxie, because there's a possibility that he does go into Bronzong here. But because like he got the special attack drop, I think he was more incentivized to go into Drapion. I'm not saying he lucked me or anything. I'm saying that I probably should have considered that he would more likely go to Drapion because I'm -1 special attack. But there was also the possibility of me being Sleep Powder. But then again, I showed HP Fire, so maybe he knew there was no way I like didn't have Sludge Bomb or something. Anyway, that's a whole lot of rambling. I'm gonna go into Uxie here regardless. Expecting like what, Synthesis or like switch to Zong. But he goes into Drapion, and I was like, okay, whatever. I know this thing is not banded, because I thought the dog was banded. So I go for a Yawn. That is a good amount. I mean, knockoff is a good amount, but I'm pretty sure that's Scarf. I think it's Scarf, whatever. I go for Yawn. I go for Yawn again, because I'm trying to force switches. I don't need rocks, and he's giving me both of his offensive Pokemon right here, like Spike's Chip on both of them, which is amazing. So I Yawn again here on Drapion. Now again, I'm going to stay in with my Uxie as he puts it to sleep, which is amazing, because he just gave me the freest Rapid Spin. I bring in Donphan and I go for a nice juicy spin as he brings in Florges. I was fucking with that. So I'm gonna go into Rose right now. It's a lot more comfortable to bring this thing in with Stealth Rocks off. He goes into Lax here as I go for a Sludge Bomb. I probably should have doubled. I don't know. A Sludge Bomb there. I go into Hariyama here as he goes for Return. Does a lot. But it's fine because I get a free banded CC here. He goes into Florges as I go for close combat and I crit him. Now I'm pretty sure that crit mattered. I'm pretty sure Florges lives that. So that's kind of unfortunate for him because he could have gone for Synthesis or something like that. But maybe I could have forced a kill with Rose Raid after that. But you know, the crit basically robbed a outplaying situation from him. But anyway, he brings in Zygarde 10% here. And now to me, I realize that the field is basically looking like whoever can, what's it called? Whoever can get kills faster. So Zygarde being his biggest threat versus Hariyama being my biggest threat. Because Hariyama kills all these guys with CC. But the dog can also start sweeping soon because Donphan's low. Golisopod's getting lower. And as you're going to see, I'm going to go Golisopod here. But he goes for Stone Edge on the switch and kills my pod. And I didn't even know that they ran Stone Edge. Like, at all. I was like, what? And so I lost my pod. And here I was like, oh, that was bad. Because as you can see, he has nothing for a first impression or liquidation. So I was like, oh, fuck. Because, like, I didn't even consider Stone Edge at all. And I was like, fuck. But I bring in Hariyama here knowing he's banded. As he brings in Drapion, sacks that thing. It's sleeping, so it's not really a useful Pokemon to have anymore. In comes the dog again. I was like, shit. So I think I sack Rose Raid. Yeah, I sack Rose Raid here as he goes for 1,000 arrows. Now here I bring in Donphan. No, I bring in Tyrantrum. I mean, my Donphan had Ice Shard, but I brought in Tyrantrum because it's more. I feel like it would convince him to switch out more than Donphan would have. Because if I brought in Donphan, it was very obvious I had the Ice Shard. It's very obvious my Tyrantrum is Scarf too, but this just has more of an offensive threat. I don't really know how to explain it. Either way, I knew he'd double. I knew my double to Hariyama would work here, and that was a pretty clutch play to make there because now I'm able to get the KO bonus on him like we thought. But Bronzong has Bronzong has Protect, so I was like, okay, he's definitely gonna keep Zong. He sacks Lax, which is for sure the right play, because my other two also fuck Lax up. He's gonna bring in the Zygarde. So now, I don't want to keep Tyrantrum. I don't think. Oh wait, do I? Let me think this through. Hold up. Okay, so I go to Tyrantrum here and sack it, but. Okay, whatever. I go to Tyrantrum here and sack it because I'd rather keep the Ice Shard Donphan outplay than the Scarf Tyrantrum double again. I wouldn't want to pull the same double of sacking Donphan, then bringing in Tyrantrum, then doubling again. I wouldn't want to play that same double. That seems unnecessary. He 1,000 arrows me, knocks me out. I go into Donphan here. Okay, now here, I definitely, wait. Never mind, this is fine. But anyway, here, he goes to Bronzong on the switch, and I'm thinking, okay, if I stay in and he stays in and I Ice Shard, I win. But if he switches to Zong on Ice Shard, he's going to get back more HP, and then potentially he's going to be able to beat me because Knockoff's not going to kill. He could get a decent Psywave roll, kill me off, and then my Hariyama can't lock into any move because my Hariyama can use Bullet Punch, but it's not going to be able to kill his Bronzong because if Bronzong comes out on Ice Shard again after Protect, it's going to be at like 82, 83-ish%. Knockoff is only going to do like 50 or 60, and then he's just going to be able to win because Hariyama can't lock into a move that takes Zygarde out. So here I knew I had to knock on the switch, and it worked because it goes to Zong. So that was a crazy play. So yup, I was able to knock him on the switch. If I had gone for Ice Shard instead, he would have, it probably would have done like what, like 3-4%. He would have gotten leftovers, protected again. He would have been at like 30-ish%, and I still, even at 18%, it was a threat because Hariyama can only go for Bullet Punch to knock out both of those. But I go for knock on the switch, and that's the craziest play, and it works out. But I was too fire this game. He goes into Zygarde. I Ice Shard here, reveal it, knock him out. I'm pretty sure there was a better way for me to play my end game instead of having to make those two aggressive plays with Tyrantrum into Hariyama and then the knockoff. But, you know, sometimes, bro, you just got to flex, bro. You know, you just got to flex. And that's what I did. I played so crazy this game. Can't even lie. So, we won the tournament. I clinched it for the team. I couldn't throw 2 finals tie breaks. You know what it is. Fortunately, we won. It was pretty cool. Enjoyable tournament. RU is pretty fun, but this definitely marks the end of my RU career. I only was interested because I destroyed in RUPL. I'm the GOAT. I'm the best RU player on Smogon. I'm the best RU singles player. That's a fact. And shout out to my boy Ajna, the manager. He's probably the only player that could be on my level, but I'll be saucing him up every time we play. Ajna, please tell them. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.